Has it worked? I hope so. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Lazy Mini Painting. I'm Laz. Nice to meet you all. Hope you actually have fun and have a chat tonight. We're back on the magical world of Sparkles and Oak, and that will be my phone, hopefully telling me I've just gone live so I can join you all in portrait mode as well. Good evening, Silvers. Good evening. Or good afternoon. Always hard to remember. I never know what time I'm at. I know it says it there, but yeah, my sleep has been way out, so I don't know anymore. I have, however, got messages to look up on Discord, so just give me a quick moment while I wait for everything to settle in and do my wet palette, and I'm just going to have a quick look at the messages on Discord, because I believe a few of you have been updating your models in your work in progress, and the first one to pop up is Silvers. Is actually your tank. I say tank. I'm using that term quite loosely because it looks like it's alive, which would put it more as a creature, I suppose, than a tank, than a vehicle. Yeah, that's looking gross. Those six eyes on the back. No, I do like them, but no, they're creeping me out. I do like the little face on the side as well. Them little eyes, though, they're the standout bit for me on that. Those little eyes are absolutely wonderful, and obviously we've got twisted bazillion and 6 bullet shells. Yeah, that rhino. He's not. Can you call it a rhino anymore? It's alive. It's living. There's more functioning disease matter on that than there is any kind of machinery. It does look particularly Nurgle, yeah. Sufficiently Nurgle. I gotta say, those eyes do look nice though. Again, your epoxy works good, but those eyes are, yeah. If I was to pick I usually pick something out on a model that it's like, no, that bit's the bit that's, yeah. And in this case, for your rhino, it's those little grouping of 3 eyes that you've done. Each one of them little bright orange ones. They're all in the Nurgle symbol. They all stand out because they're orange as opposed to green, but they still fit within the aesthetic of the overall. Oh, those are boils. Right, okay. It's the orange with the black. When it goes into the dark, I thought it was more like a demonic eye. Right, okay. Those are. Then yeah, those stand out. Just to let you know, I do get my new glasses next week. Just to point this out, I've been for an eye test. My prescription has changed, so I do need glasses, and I will need them more often, especially for doing this. I have noticed it over the recent months, but I've been reluctant to admit it. I've still got the same glasses that I always get every single time. I just got the new prescription. You're on portrait mode and there is no live showing. Thank you for letting me know that, Ali. I'll just go. Yeah. It did have a strange setup when I came into tonight, so I'm not sure what's happened there. I can't. In fact, there's 3 now, and I'm not sure which is the one that's live. Bugger. No, you may be right, Ali. There has been a bit of a weird mix-up with Streamlabs. for some reason, there are 3 models, Magical World of Sparkles and Oaks scheduled, and obviously one of them is live, but some of them aren't. Right, no, so one of the portraits is live. Right, so one of the portraits is live. Excellent. There are 2 waiting in here, apparently. No, that's the one that's live and not live. So only portrait mode is live. Oh. Is it only portrait mode that's live? Sorry, Silvers, you could probably answer this question a little bit easier. Are you on portrait mode or the full screen? Because that is something that I... No, that's weird. Because now I've just clicked on the full screen one and it said that's the one that's live. And portrait mode? Portrait mode is live, and Lee, you are in there. Hello, good evening. Right, so yeah, they are both running live, but one's running a little bit behind for some reason. So my apologies to anybody who's in portrait mode. It is being a bit weird this evening, but hello, nice to see you, and thank you for coming in. I can close that down now on my main browser, so it's not messing with the overall stream. Do have to mess with my phone a little bit though. There we go. So yes, thank you for everyone in portrait mode who's joining me, including Lee at Anfield Road Layout in the loft, for those who are in there who are wondering who Lee is. And obviously Silvers and Ali over on the full screen. Now I will try and keep it all to a degree where it's on both and everyone can see everything. If your preferred method is to watch it in a vertical as opposed to a landscape. Tonight we are painting D&D, and somebody is going to go, well, duh. And I don't mean Dungeons and Dragons, I mean Dave and David. First of all, we have Dave, who is essentially a baby owlbear, level 7 barbarian. Not very bright. Intelligence is the dump stat. However, charisma is better than both intelligence and wisdom, because he's cute, and that's what he runs off. So his strength, dexterity, constitution, they're his main stats. And David, who is the little almost witch to grub kind of caterpillar thing with the hat, is the smart one. However, Dave can talk through magical means, of course. David, however, cannot. And David is a sorcerer. The only one David can communicate with is Dave, telepathically. So they are a singular character, even though they are both, it's a level 7 barbarian and a level 7 sorcerer. It is a singular character, so to play it, they are limited. They only have one action, one bonus action, and one movement to do between them. But that's all playing wise, and we're nowhere even near that at the moment. Good evening, BC. Hello, sir. Why does my audio sound so crisp and clear? Because if you can see here, there is a little shiny thing. That is my microphone. And also, if you look right here in front of me, that is my microphone. And it's a pretty good mic compared to what I used when I started. In fact, I should have spoke more about that on Monday as well, shouldn't I? It's still technically my 4-year anniversary. So this microphone was given to me by Beaky Buzzard, who a lot of you will know in the chat. And it's a Blue Snowball, and it's quite a nice microphone. Especially when what I was using was the microphone from a webcam, which was very tinny. Sound is 9.5 out of 10. I can possibly adjust that just by sitting back. It is quite simple. However, as you are in the chat, BC, I only have one slot available for somebody to come up and talk with me. There are a few people that are allowed that privilege. You are one of them. Just let me know if you want it. I will send it to you via Instagram. You will have to do a little bit of clicking about because I am in OBS now, not in StreamYard. So it's not quite as simple, but I can still get one person up here with me. So if you wish to, just let me know. But we need to get started on these. So first of all, I'm going to paint Dave. And Dave's a pain in the ass because Dave... Can I say that now? Yeah, I've been live for 10 minutes. Awesome. Dave's a pain in the ass because he is essentially all these colours. All of them. Just for the fucking owlbear. And yes, you're right, that leaves 4. 4 colours to paint the entirety of David, sorry. But Dave's wants 7. He's a proper pain in the ass. It reminds you of the... I've never had a headset on an aircraft, so it's... And obviously I've got me turned down. I have heard me through this, and if that's what it sounds like on an aircraft, oh my god, my voice sounds awful. But my voice sounds awful anyway, to me. I can't stand my own voice. So... I'd never be able to do something where it's, yeah, if I have to listen to myself or hear my own voice back, it confuse me. If you actually go back and watch it, or if anyone was here and remembers, Monday when EB came up, because I had to put my headphones on and I had turned up to be able to hear him, my speech pattern changed because of hearing my own voice back as I was talking. No. No, Ali, you got that wrong. If they do type something political or something stupid because they're arseholes and knobheads, then we will at least have the privilege of calling them arseholes and knobheads and telling them to fuck off before we delete the comment. You've got to remember that. We've got to have fun first. Always have fun first. This is a hobby, after all. We're here to enjoy this. So, we make fun of the idiots and knobheads before we remove them. In fact, I think BC, didn't you invent that game? The make fun of someone until they leave. Because... they're a fucking waste of time. That was a fun game, wasn't it? Now, a lot of people will be wondering what on earth is Laz on about. And good evening, Graham. Good evening. Thank you for coming in. Yes, my YouTube journey didn't begin with hobbying. My YouTube journey began with some people, and when I met those people, I made some friends, and me and those friends then just proceeded to have fun at some of the other people's expenses sometimes, for humour, and it wasn't malicious. They were involved and allowed to. We wasn't excluding them from the joke with it being funny. Some of the things were a bit harsh, I'm not going to deny. But we were just as harsh to each other as we were to them. And yeah, my YouTube life began on a panel show, essentially. Friday night, a lot of people getting drunk. I was not always one of them. However, there is a stream out there where I do break my ribs, or at least crack them to a good degree, live on camera, after drinking pretty much 1.5 litres of rum. I do not advise that. If you wish to go find said streams, which BC Herbs, if you are on anyone in the portrait mode, BC Herbs, who was commenting a moment ago, was also one of the panel members occasionally. And it was a great laugh. It was fun. It was incredibly fun. I still talk to some of those people. Not as often as I would like, I must admit. Although, should the lives present themselves available again, I may be inclined to join up, such as the last one. But they are much calmer these days, as people don't drink as much, and they're usually more appropriate times of the day. However, yeah, the painting bit, that's where we are now. We are on a painting bit. And we're starting with Ryan Oxide, by the way, as the base fur tone for Dave. Ali, you have just reminded me. Yes, thank you very much. It is Rogue's Den Hobby's 1 year birthday today. Is it today? Is today the exact day, Graham? I asked Graham because it's his company. That's the advantage if you're here and you wish to shop there. You also occasionally get a chance to go, do you have anything extra? Like, you can talk to the guy who runs it. He's accessible. Have I got my phone on slight audio? No. So, please, if you would, Ali, pop the link into the chat for me. And do I have any other? You're supposed to be on silent. Thank you. Yes, so happy birthday to Rogues and Hobbies. And I shall try and get the main room. I know it's a lot of clicking. Ali's probably already done it by now. No, yeah. If that link works, then BC can order. He can send to Canada. They can send to Canada. Where am I looking? Announcements. It's always easy just to go to there. And then remove all that. Copy. I've got to go find me on live now. I forgot I don't like doing this. I really don't like doing this. So I'll pop it in both just in case. So if anyone does wish to go have a look, there are 2 different discount codes, although they are both for the same amount. You can only apply one. There is the one that I promote every single time I stream, which is the LAS10 for 10% off at checkout. But there is also I believe another one that you could use for today, which I'm about to pop into the chats as well. If you were to type this into the chats, into the checkout, you will also get another 10% off. Well, you'll also get 10% off, but not another. What you get to choose, one or. But yes, either the last 10 or first B-Day will. I'm a child, I know. There's a reason why I was not wanting to say it out loud. First B-Day. Either one of those will get you 10% off at Rogues Den Hobbies. This weekend. At the last 10, as far as I'm aware, will still be available after essentially today. I think it runs. Great. Graham, you'll have to tell us how long the first B-Day one runs, because I'm just going to laugh every time. if I have to say it too often. It's a bum washer. We all know what a bidet is. It's a bum washer. It's okay, Ali. It's alright. It's alright. Don't worry. I'm the one streaming. It's actually so. Yeah, he's my. Yeah, don't worry. I figured it out eventually, and I got to say bum washer over and over and over again. Maybe workshop some of the codes next time, Graham. Just so nobody finds little loopholes like that. Or keep those little loopholes in because they're funny. So the bum washer, sorry, the birthday 10% discount will run till the end of Sunday. Right, that's enough of advertising Rogues Den Hobbies for a moment. I'm actually going to do some painting and chatting and talking and stuff. That's not a problem, Ali. I have, for some reason, now my PC can access it all. So, yeah, I don't know what's happening. Everything's just going wrong on me, and then going right in a strange way. I don't know. Right, now we wish to work up through the. I can't remember which way I wanted to work up through this, and that's not supposed to be over here. That's supposed to be over. Is that supposed to be? I can't remember. No, that's supposed to be in this, and now we're working up through the fur, and I want it to not all be an exact colour, so that's why I have 3 different slight off colours of the brown, and essentially a much lighter tone of what is under the base. I will get back on track eventually, honest. Smacking against the radiator going ding 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 ding. My headphones are in the wrong place. So we start with the 2 darker tones, which are Xandri Dust and Baneblade Brown. I really shouldn't be using all this up because I've got one of these to paint. I think most of it, although I think most of it might be done already. It might just be a hell of a lot of washing that I've got to do. Yeah, Spodger will do. And put a bit of that in there. Move it out of the way. Get a bit of the other one, which is the Xandri Dust. Do I want to use the Xandri Dust on this, or do I want to use the Xandri Dust under the... No, I won't use the Xandri Dust on the fur. I've got the beak as well to do, which is obviously going to be some kind of muted yellow. I mean, I could do it incredibly bright yellow, but I want to save that more for eyes. Just to give them that much brighter standout focus. Makes it more worthwhile for having the dark vision to explain it away. So I'll save the bright yellow for the eyes. Use the more muted yellows for the beak. Before that, we've got a hell of a lot of fur to mix through. And this could either work or it's just going to be messed. No, it's messed up. So I don't necessarily want to be painting all of this in this colour. And we're going to have to use a much finer brush with the other colour. No worries, you're soldering. You're going into the. Oh, you have a extraction booth. You're fine, but you're going into the world of LEDs. No, not yet. I'm not that adventurous. LEDs are not something I'm physically capable of running right now. I would need much more room and hobby space. Somewhere dedicated so I could actually have the extractor soldering does have fumes. I remember that much. I've not had call to do it much since I left high school, which was a number of years ago now, I'm not going to lie. So much so that when I went for my eye test, I felt very old. Very, very old. Because of the young lady who was serving me. It wasn't her fault. But she doesn't remember a certain primary school in my local town ever being a high school. She wasn't aware of that. And then she said, it makes sense because of how big the buildings are. That thing's pretty much tripled in size since I went there as a primary school. Good evening, Mick T. Good evening. I shall let you have that one to yourself for now, but if you wish to make me another for afterwards, I shan't say no. Just my hands are a bit busy at the minute. Well, thank you very much. Obviously, you're going to have to smoke it for me. Because, well, neither one of us can reach across a mountain. Not physically. And I can't remember who said they could move any mountain, but they were wrong. Because it's still there. And we pretty much only have one mountain range in the UK, so yeah, we do have others, we have other mountains, but none of them have moved either, so it's not like they've actually done what they said. Good evening to us, good afternoon, sorry. How are you feeling at the moment? Are you still on for casings, or are you feeling a little bit more energetic than earlier on? Don't get me wrong, you're doing fantastic work on the casings, but I know you've got a lot of work to do. You've got a lot of Paragon lawsuits to do. Now, if we go to a thinner brush, hopefully I can layer down some slightly thinner tones, and this says it's a 10-0. I don't know if you can even see that when I put it right in front of the camera. I don't think this could stand getting anything other than its tip in. So it's going to do very small little bits, and let's put a few smaller lines in. Hopefully to try and signify some kind of fur or hair. Although I might be going about this completely the wrong way, and it might just make it look stripy. In which case, Dave is stripy. Don't make mistakes, we just have happy accidents. Like making the sides of the hills extra adhesive and giving them something nice to grip onto by slashing them into the sides for hours and hours and hours on end. When really what I should have done is use wall filler and paper and smashed it up against it. It's funny how that works out, isn't it? Not quite the effect I was going for, but not a million miles away. Yep. See, it's not just me. There's at least 3 of us. I have the mental age of about 13. And that's just the 3 that are willing to admit it. And I'm still left with the Xandri dust. And I'm not sure what to do with that. I know what I'm going to do with that. That's going to be the base for the feathers. All this hobby is full of nice fun double entendres. Especially if you're playing with orcs. That's one in itself. Your boys and your knobs. Your pain boys. Well, Slaanesh isn't even double entendres. Slaanesh is just outright pure filth. Think of the most debauched thing you can even ever think of, and yep. It's a Tuesday for Slaanesh. I should really be using my other brush for this. I really should. You get on that rainbow then. Two. Don't bother with just one. Just go straight for 2. If it works that well, then you know it does. I am so glad they don't make all of these anatomically correct. It would just feel wrong to paint the sphincter of a baby owlbear. Ooh, I got to say the word sphincter. That's a big word for me. Not a new word, just a big one. And this is why, if you're watching, I do not advertise this for children. I have no idea what rambling is about to come out of my mouth. This person sat in front of the camera. I mean, you can direct it, you can help to create the narrative of the stream by giving me influences and things to work off in chat. If you leave it to my head, then I don't know what's going to come. The deluxe non-metallic metal treatment on the shell casings. And yeah, this is why yours look considerably better than mine. You're going back and giving full treatment to the shell casings, and I paint the model in an evening. Not to say that my models look bad. I'm not saying that my models look bad. I do actually like how my models look. But I certainly have a style. And I think pretty much anyone who does painting in here will agree to this. My style isn't exactly gonna win me a golden looking demon. I know this. You know this. However, with this practice, I am slowly getting better, as we've seen with the models we were looking at on Monday. My brush control is slowly getting better, and maybe by the time I'm 70, What am I now? I'm not far into my 40s, so yeah. Maybe when I'm 70, I might be able to enter one of these said competitions. Provided they're not all AI now. Well, by then. Oh, you've got... Damn it, Mick. Between you and Twisty, we could actually have a decent sesh. I mean, it'll probably wipe you both out for what you should have you last you for your medical needs, but we could. Arranging it would be an absolute nightmare. I don't think either one of you would be allowed to fly to the other's country for medical reasons alone, never mind any others that either one of you could possibly think of. Good evening, Beaky. You're in the upright one tonight, mate. You alright? Or are you streaming and just got me on the phone? Ah, that's the wrong fucking colour. Beaky, put me off, mate. You jumped into odd one. You're in the one down there. You're not in. I'm thrown off now. You've got me all confuddled. Although, I believe there is an advantage to looking at it in the portrait mode view, and that is you get to see the model, but you don't have to look at my ugly mush. Is that why you've gone into the portrait? Because I've noticed that I can see the portrait as well, and although you can see me just about behind, you can't actually see me properly. You can just hear me, which I suppose is possibly worse, depending on your outlook on these. Okay, so that's our base colours, and now I need to do the beaky. Yes, please. Right, so thank you. You've just confirmed something that was brought up earlier and I thought was resolved. So there is a third. There is a third stream. And I don't know where this third stream has come from. Because I scheduled one, as I normally would. And then when I go to the part where I go live, it gives me the option to stream in both portrait and horizontal. And it's at that point it creates the portrait one. But there was two already when I went to go live today. And I clicked on one, it went live, and it created the portrait one, as it normally does. So now there's three. And I thought the other one was going to be the portrait one, and it wasn't. So, is that better? There you go. You can see more of the screen, and you can actually see me. I mean, you can barely see what I'm actually painting because it is absolutely tiny. But, yeah, you can see the mess that is my desk. Oh, that's the reason why I moved that over there, wasn't it? Well remembered, lads. That goes over there. And I come down a bit. Hello. You alright? And I come down a bit, and that blocks off a lot of my messy bit. I remember now. It's all coming back to me. Not sure why it's having to come back to me, because, well, I do this every bloody week. You'd think I'd know it by now. Especially with the amount of weeks I've been doing this particular routine. Welcome into the other one, was it? How you doing, mate? Yeah, I don't know why that's happened. I really don't know why that's happened. It's going to be difficult to sort out midstream, but I'll go back through and find out which one it'll let me go live on and which one it will tell me I can't re-access because it has already been live. and then I'll delete the one that's not yet gone live. Now, I'm not sure if I want to give Dave, who's the owlbear. What do you mean I'm on the wrong day of the week? Okay, I suppose that does deserve some kind of explanation why I'm on Wednesday and not Thursday. Did I mention this morning? Did I not cover? Right, okay, fair enough. The reason I'm doing this on Wednesday and not Thursday is because Thursday I need to get to bed early. Because I need to be up at stupid o'clock in the morning because Manchester buses are going on strike. And with Manchester's buses going on strike, it means the multitude of buses that I would have had a choice of getting to go to Manchester city centre are not going to be running when I need to get on a very specific train to go to Scotland. So I've got to get up about 7 o'clock in the morning and try and get on the only bus that is running to Manchester that goes anywhere near me, which is going to be absolutely rampacked because I'm not getting on at the start of the journey, and then hopefully get to Manchester in time to be able to get my train, which is only at that certain time. I can only get that one. So yeah, I can't do it tomorrow night because I need to go to bed early. I've got to be a responsible adult. I know, so this might shock some of you that I can do this. So yes, there is a reason why I'm here on Wednesday as opposed to Thursday, which is when I would normally do this stream. These could be another reason why I'm feeling slightly off and weird because I've already done one stream today and it's kind of surreal. It almost feels like I've just blended from one into the other. So yes, I'm going to Scotland on Friday morning. And then I have the same predicament coming back on Saturday. The train journey should be fine, but maybe not so much the bus journey to actually get back to my house. Which is not going to be good. I mean, I've got about 96 bazillion changes on the way up there, and possibly be able to cut 2 of them out on the way back. But actually, that's not bad because that is pretty much a straight run through to Manchester from there on the way back. That's not too bad. It's just a very long journey. Very, very long journey. Very, very long journey indeed. So I'm going to have to make sure I've got a phone charger, some way to plug my phone in, and some kind of entertainment to last me a good few hours. I intend to have great fun, Graham. I'm going to my cousin's engagement party, so yeah, it's going to be great. I'm going there. The party's that night, and I'm going back the next day. I'm going to Scotland for one sole reason. I'm going to party. Woohoo! And party with family and friends. So always a good thing. You can't deny that. That's a great thing, guys. So that's the very base of Dave done. I'm not sure what else I need to do on him now. Now that he's obviously quite beaky dominant. And the colour of his fur has been done. I do wish to put a bit of lightness around his feet, but I'm not sure how. There's going to have to be something else that happens with him. But that will depend on how David looks. Because David sits there. See, that's why they moved together, because David is always on Dave's back. So we're gonna have to paint David up. Now, as these have been created in part by my two eldest children, they have had some creative input. So the hat is green. Thank you, I've got a bug. You make its accessory green. They don't like making things easy. I mean, they really don't. But the hat's green, so the bug itself is going to be purple. Of course. Why not? It makes sense, doesn't it? At least it does to me. I think I give Sparkles about a 10-minute explanation on why purple's a better colour over red and others. So, yes, a green hat with a purple bug. Which does mean I do get to go to Army Painter for war paints. So the purple is going to be... Right, give me a minute, because you know I'm not too great sometimes when I'm pronouncing things. Sometimes I can do it really well, and sometimes it just comes out as mumbled garbage. Okay, we have a terrestrial titan, and alien purple. So we have a dark purple and a slightly lighter purple. What's my favourite colour? Blue. Blue, 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 blue. If you want an exact shade of blue, I do like cyan's probably my favourite. I just don't wear it because I can't pull it off. But yeah, blue, 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 blue. Most shades of blue, blue, just blue, 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 blue. And yeah, you can move out more towards the red spectrum if you wish as well. I won't mind. So purples I'm quite happy with. You can move again, as obviously cyan being my absolute favourite shade, is so you can move into the green spectrums as well. But yeah, blue in all its variations. It's just an awesome colour. It's the colour of the sky. It's the colour of the ocean. It's the colour of my eyes if I've got particular types of glasses on. It's the colour of the blood running through my veins. It gotta be blue. What? Right, okay, we're gonna get... Right, okay. Then I like Kantor blue, I like Teclis blue, I like Drakenov Nightshade, I like Quelia Godshade, I like Royal Blue, I like... Yeah. No, blue is my favourite colour. Closely followed by purple. And then red. Very simple. Look, you've met me. You've met me. I'm not a complex person, really. You should know this. I don't like yellows. Well, I do like yellow, just don't like painting with yellow. But yeah, blue's definitely my favourite colour. By a very long margin. Let's put it this way. My t-shirt I have on is blue. My jumper I have on is blue. My jeans I have on are blue. My trainers that I have on are blue. It is my favourite colour to that. Yeah, I am a Manchester United fan. Go figure. Sparkles Sports City. Well, no. If I was to pick a side between Manchester United and Manchester City, I pick Manchester United. However, Manchester City's colours just happen to be some of my favourites. I do have a sense of irony, don't worry. I prefer my sporting rivals' kit to my own. I just don't like the club. Which is odd because I've only ever seen City play live. I've only ever been to watch City play live. I've never been to see United play live, which is also, the irony is not lost on me. Don't you worry. I mean, technically we have Salford now as well. I mean, Bury's gone. Rochdale is still about. Are Oldham still going? I mean, there are a few clubs within the Greater Manchester area that I could support, but there's really only two. God knows how we've got, yeah. Irony is how we got to football. I'm going to try not to actually paint the head with this dark purple. I'm just going to try and do the body. And then it gives me the chance to hopefully use the lighter layer as the base layer for the head, and then mix a little bit of ivory in to brighten it up. I mean, go on, I'll throw the same question back at everybody else in chat. Everybody in both chats. What's your favourite colour? If you don't know the exact shade, don't worry. If it's just blue, like I said, it's like every shade, I just love the shade, the colour blue, then awesome. Or a singular colour, doesn't even have to be a primary colour. You might want to go for one of the offshoots. You might be one of the edge people that goes black. It's not black, it's just that you've not got personality enough to pick an actual colour. Pick a colour. You're not edgy, you're not cool, you just can't choose. It sparkles. Give me purple. Graham's is green. No, is it all shades of green, Graham, or is there a one like cyan for me? I call it a blue. Some people call it a green, but it's a blue to me, and it is my favourite shade of blue. It's so just it's just I very rarely get a chance to use it, but I love it. You must have a favourite colour, Ali. Even if it's not to the extent that, obviously, I might go a bit overboard. But, fuck, you should know that by now. No, I got mine right. I said sparkles will say purple. In fact, I will even go and pick it for you if you want. I will go with that one. And I'll throw it over to Sparkles and see if she says yes. Is that closest shade that I've got to your favourite shade of purple?
No.
No, I got it wrong. Would you have preferred the lighter shade?
I like
the pinky purple best.
I like all.
Fair enough. So that was quite a tough one. Because Sparkles has purples of all shades. But, yeah. Like NATO green. Go. No, I know people like... Some people go British Racing green. Like, no. I like green, but it's British Racing green. Fair enough. That's your shade of green. I get it. I get it because obviously people have certain colours. Not everyone has to that degree. Hey, Leo. Hello. Thank you for coming in to join us. We're just going through favourite colours. Graham asked me mine, and it just ended up me chatting about blue for about 10 minutes. Not in a good way, just saying blue. So I've thrown the same question out to chat. So what is your favourite colour? Graham's is green, probably the NATO type green. Sparkles, my darling other half, it's quite a pinky purple, but purples in general, like mine's are quite blues in general, but cyan, if I had to pick one over all, there can be only one, then I would pick cyan. That is my colour. Cyan is my jam, so to speak. Ali says she doesn't particularly have one, but I'm guessing she does. She just doesn't want to say it because it might be pink. Lilac. Oh, you said lilac. Why did you say lilac? Oh, right. So yeah. So Ali is lilac, pretty much the same as Sparkles. Do you have a favourite colour, Leo? And Twisted? And Beaky? And Silvers, if you're still here? What is your particular favourite colour? Although, I do apologise for getting your boils mixed up with eyes. That sounds wrong. In context, go look in Discord. They look like eyes to me, but then again, I've just had my eyes checked and I've been told that I need a new prescription for both long and short-sighted. So whereas normally I got two of the exact same pair, now I get two different pairs. So yeah. Yes, Leo is also available on landscape mode if you are watching on portrait mode and would prefer to watch on the full screen method. Either one's available. Just trying to get this brighter face done on David before I start layering it up over each of the little kind of segments of his body, and then covering his little nubble. Actually, no, I'll probably make them more white or ivory, I think. Giving his face a chance to dry, and then I can add a tiny bit of a lighter colour in on his face just to make that much brighter now that everything's being done in this colour. So obviously to brighten up from the dark purple that is that side. If that was a lot of pressure, Leo, don't worry. You don't have to say your favourite colour, it's just you just happen to come in at that time. The question has been asked. I don't think anybody else has given an answer yet apart from Ali and Graham. Buzzard, in fairness, is probably blowing something out of the sky with a missile launcher on Battlefield. He seems to enjoy doing that. I don't know what he's got against aircraft. If you like Battlefield, please go check him out. Buzzard, are you not a... No, you're not. And I don't know if Mick will have Buzzard's channel available, so I shall go put that up in there. It's outtakes, and if you do follow Battlefield, you may spot one or two things, but I'll leave that to Battlefield fans. But just while I wait for that to dry, I shall go. I've been popping everyone else's link on. I should put Buzzards up there as well. I don't put Buzzards up there enough. He's done so much to help me. You rule, mate. You've done. What you've done to help this channel cannot be expressed simply, so yeah, I should definitely share this channel. Why is it giving me a stupid thingy like that? Go away. No, just copy that. YouTube, you're oblivious more. Oh no, you're not. I need to go into YouTube and actually stream it for. You have a good night, Ali, as well. Thank you for popping in and staying with us, and for monitoring both chats for me. It is very appreciative the amount of work you put into my streams, which, sadly to say, is quite possibly more than I do, and I'm doing the painting. Okay, let's see if I can remember how to do this again. I did it earlier on this evening for Graham. Let's see if I can do it for a second time for Beaky. We go to 1. We do that. We go... No, we don't add it to a playlist. We go on there. There we go. Oh, your laptop has to be wired to your internet. Okay, sorry. No, that's fine. That, I believe, should have resolved it. I've just got to remember not to double click because I end up shutting the stream down. And that's not a good idea, is it? It's not the first time I would have done it, in fairness, but it's still not a good idea. So, which of the many shades of off-white, slightly grey, marginally tan, sand brown things do I want to mix in with the very, very light purple to help with the face tone? I don't want to mix pure white. Although pure white's kind of telling me I should use that. I don't want to use pure white. And Twisted is also a green lover. Not sure how to take that from Twisted though. No offense meant, mate, but it's just, yeah. Are we still talking paints here? Or have we changed the subject again and summoned McTeeth? You're gonna have to clarify on this one. Oh, so right. Whereas, yeah, as you can see, the colour of my curtains, blue with a very slight tint of green. My sofa, my pillow cushions, I'm quite happy with the colour of all them, and even the main stripes on the wall behind me. Yeah, they have that cyany, greeny blue major line through them. I did have quite a lot to say regarding the decorating of this room, mainly because, well, I'm the one who bloody did it. So I weren't getting anything stupid that I've got to put up, so stripes it is, and only on a feature wall, essentially. Or in this case, the two main walls, so the one behind the television and the one behind the setting. Now, come on, give me the right purple. There we go. I knew I'd get it. It's just now flattened out my brush, so it is nice and sharp along like a knife edge. But I suppose a flat will help colour in the block. There we go. So the face should stand out a little bit brighter than the actual sides of the... See, that's how easy it is to do the bug. Why is it such a pain in the ass to do natural fucking furs and feathers? So I'm still going to need a dry brush of ivory just to bring the tips of the feathers out, and I'm still not happy about that. That's a pain in the rear end. Why can't painting be really simple and just go blop, and it just colours everything you want it? I suppose that's what AI and computers are for, and I'm doing models, but still, some of these techniques are just Way too faffy. I'm still bitching about glazing, essentially. It looks wonderful. It's absolutely fantastic technique, and it is so smooth and makes everything look great. But really, you want me to put slightly coloured water on the model and wait for it to dry to put another layer of slightly coloured water? And I don't mean that in the taking the piss of paint's just slightly. No, I mean literally it's just slightly coloured water. It's not even got as much pigment in it as a wash. It is just so much. How I don't get how people can do it. I really don't. It just boggles Laz's mind. It takes it to a point where the universes make sense. Quantum particles are my best friend. Why did you have to bring food into this, Twisted? Why? We was all sat here having nice conversations. And now all we can think about is... You're gonna make me say it, aren't you? You're gonna make me say it. Now all we can think about is yours and your wife dumplings. And how lovely they sound. And how much we want to eat them. And you have just made me say that on the internet. Good evening, Fox. Now, Fox, I do have to say, are your parents aware that you're watching this? Or am I going to get a very nasty comment if one of them actually finds out? Because swear words and things are said. I'm quite happy to have you in. You appear to be, although not 18, you appear to be a adolescent able to make a choice yourself. And I'm not too bad, really. So, Leo, hello. No worries, mate. No worries. Thank you for coming in. Again, this is going out to. No, I am not doing Warhammer. Fox. Sorry, but I'll get onto what I'm doing in a moment. But I am aware that I do not put this out. I put this out as an adult-based thing, and you understand you are not 18. Please don't get me in trouble with your parents. I don't want to have to tell them to fuck off in the comments. And that applies to anyone else who is not 18 in here and may be in the position where their parents may not like some of the things that I say. Please don't get me in trouble so I have to go tell them to fuck off. I really don't want to have to do that. So, other than that, stay, have fun, chat, and I see you've found all your voice work, Fox. You have everything ready for your voice acting. Congratulations. And yes, welcome back, Leo. And you have popped over to the full screen so you can actually see me. Ah, sweet. Then we're alright then, no worries, man. Look, I have to put that out there to cover my ass, alright? I don't know, I may have not put it out there quite the way YouTube would have wanted it, but still. I have to put that out there. It is not Warhammer tonight. It's you may appreciate this more than other people because they may be the similar-ish ages, a little bit older possibly, I'm not sure. But this is, my two children have created a singular dual character for the magical world, and the name's D&D. It stands for Dave and David. Dave is an absolute thick as fuck barbarian owlbear pup. Strong as hell. I mean, ridiculously strong. But yeah, can't add 1 on 1 without David telling him what the answer is. David is the one that I'm currently painting at the moment. Other than telepathically to Dave, he can't communicate with anyone. Can't talk at all. He has to talk through Dave. who is, as we've already determined, absolutely dumb. He relies on his cuteness and his strength to get him through. David is actually quite intelligent, just not overly strong. Quite good in constitution, not very quick, which is why he always rides Dave. So if Dave moves during the turn, then David goes with them. However, one's a barbarian, one's a sorcerer, and they only get one action, and they only get one bonus action between them per turn. So it's going to be quite a difficult character to run, especially if two people are running the character. But it's certainly an interesting character that caught my imagination enough for me to go, yeah, okay, I'll make that into one. Oh, there are Warhammer. These are always Warhammer figurines all over my desk. Just for you, I'll throw a few more on. And let's see if you can... Don't knock scenery over. Mostly third party in that case, but seeing as you wish to have a bit of a 40k feast, I'll move a few more around. I did have a few out on Monday, so there are one or two that I can just plop on the desk and not really take up too much room. What else have we got in here? I can't remember what I got out. Phobos Librarian. I don't think I've got any of my Xenos stuff out apart from Lasgull, who's currently sat there waiting to smack things with hammers. But yes, I usually have and I have the Votan dude. Forgot about him. And a random Chaos Sorcerer. Because why not? This might be my age showing, but what's a Flapjack and what's the Owl House, and is this a fictional character or a real human being? If it's a real human being, then of course my sympathies goes out to their families. If this is a fictional character, then I'm not sure what's going on. You're going to have to put context, especially if something's... You're talking to I'm 41, dude. I don't know what an Owl House is. And I've never met a Flapjack that I didn't eat. So, obviously I don't wish to be insensitive to a real human being, but could you elaborate? And asking me to shut up for 2 minutes is like asking for a fucking miracle. I'm sorry, it is. Unless you get me putting bricks. If you get me laying bricks, that'll shut me up for a bit. I'll do a minute silence because that's kind of military and respectful, but oh right, okay, so our house is right. Graham, you know what Flapjack is, right? Could between you and Fox enlighten me? I don't know what this is. I don't know what Flapjack and Owl House is. Modern. There's very few modern things that I've found amusing. Outer Space was one of them, and they cancelled the last season on that. Fuckers. And that's only coming out in graphic novel form. I may be lucky enough to actually get to read it, because I believe one of my children wants it. Oh right, you mean the food. Who? Leo's buzzing his tits off here because he's like, yeah, I'm getting where Laz is coming from, and I'm getting where Fox is coming from, and I'm just sitting in the middle of watching all this shit blow up. And right, Flapjack is good. Flapjack's an excellent food, as Graham has pointed. Graham's my age. near enough. I think he's a bit younger, but I think he's a bit younger, but not by a great deal. And I haven't, even though I have children, they don't watch children's television. My son's just as likely to go on the Switch or play a game or ask me to play Pokemon. Both by the cards or a game. So yeah, we don't watch children's television much. Occasionally, one of the teenagers will come down and watch a series and introduce us to that, which is how we found... Oh, what's that weird one called with Uncle Stan? Gravity Falls, that's the one. That's how we found that weird, tripped out mess. And obviously Rick and Morty and things have come to my attention, as well as obviously South Park's been going for that long. I know what South Park is. Flapjack TOH. Yep. Right, no, he's got me. I'm sorry, people, he's got me. He's got me. I want to know what the fuck this is now.
It's a TV show.
Right, Flatback TOH is a TV show.
The Owl House.
Oh, The Owl House. This may not have the result you want, Fox. Just letting you know. Right, The Owl House is an American anime. Okay. Disney, stealer of people's childhoods, especially since then. Oh fuck. Cast. Who's Flapjack? I don't see a list of characters called Flapjack. See, Dana Terrence was very nervous. LGBT. It's fucking Disney, of course it is. Like asking a pig not to sniff shit. Disney, of course, gonna put that Bullocks in there. I don't give a shit. Tell me a good story. Once you can do that, I might start watching you again. My favourite Disney. Am I okay? No, I'm fine, dude. Yeah, no, I'm not like... My favourite Disney movie is Sword in the Stone, which was made in 1960 or 50 something. I like storytelling. I like storytelling. What I don't like is Disney's current course, shall we say. Disney could be a great company. Disney has so much potential, and they've just got some people that don't want to tell the stories as they should be told naturally. It's my personal grievance with how Disney has changed over the years. Not to say that nobody else can like it. Disney's still a multi-billion-pound company. They must be doing something fucking right. I'm skint on in Manchester, so can't really say much. But in the same instance, I do not have to be forced to watch it. I do not have to choose to watch it. If I do not wish to watch it, then I choose not to. And in a lot of the cases of Disney recently, I have chosen not to. I have not seen a single Marvel thing since Endgame. And the fact that I only watched Endgame to complete the series because there was a certain amount of completionism to me about it. Even the second part of June is grating on me because there were certain parts of the first June that I really loved, and there were certain parts of that first June that I didn't like, and I've not watched the second Dune, and it's grating on me. Oh, you are also in Manchester right now. Excellent. How are you enjoying the wet weather? Because it has been pissing down all week. What are you in Manchester for? His image is still on Google. Well, I should imagine it will be. You never actually lose anything from the internet. But I'm in agreement with Graham. Flapjacks are to be eaten, so don't bring him near either one of us, because his life will end as well. Because we're going to go nom 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 nom, and we're going to turn all Tyranid on his ass. You're not finding Manchester too good? It depends what you're here for. There are things to do around Manchester. The weather's shit, so most of them are indoors. If you want to actually do anything of relative fun and dryness, there are plenty of areas of natural history. Of course, Manchester is quite an old city. If you do like buildings, I certainly suggest checking out John Rylands Library. Although it does have a big glass and steel monstrosity alongside it, which you'll find all over Manchester, especially as they're building it up now. You do have Element Games, which, if you're after discount modelly stuff, all places to play, then that is over in Stockport. And I believe there is a smaller one called the War Office. You going about food again? Yeah, I know. Flapjacks. Seriously, just with maple syrup and butter. That's so nice. That is so nice. I'm sorry, Fox. Yeah. Right, I'll have to search that specific term in a moment then. But as regards, yeah. Okay. Nope. I will do this first, because otherwise I will lose track of where I'm up to. Because this is a very Robin Hood-y type hat, so it has lots of creases and layers I've got to try and pick out, which I don't think I've done too bad of a job on. If I can get it in the right fucking light for a change. I'm glad I can take higher resolution pictures so I can post them in Discord, as I've done with all the cats, and I've realised, wow, my painting was as good as I thought it was. Obviously the cats are absolutely tiny, but that's something. Sounds like Homer Simpson. He's a red bird with a scar. So he's animated. Flap Jack. Capital T-O-H. This is quite literally an animated bird, isn't it? Nice design. Looks good. Probably look okay on a t-shirt or even American football t-shirt. Well designed character, obviously for a children's program. But nah, fuck Flapjack. Nah, he's a woodpecker. Or at least it looks like a woodpecker. He's not pecking my wood, I'll tell you that much. Yeah, no. Is he dead? Is he rested? No, that's cruel. That's just cruel. I can't say the first thing that pops into my head. How did he die? Was it like in a Kes way? Good evening, Joey. We found out a child's TV program character has died. And Fox Blast Crew, who is, I'm warning you now, is not technically. His parents would probably shout at him if he found out he was in here, but he didn't give a fuck, so yeah. Well, apparently a woodpecker character from a program called The Owl House, which you may know, I don't. A character has died. So here's to Flapjack. I shall go to Tesco and buy some to eat some in his memory tomorrow. I've just found an excuse to buy fucking flapjacks. I'm using it. What? It's what he would have wanted. Don't tell me it isn't. It's his name is, for fuck's sake. It is his name. Flapjack would want me to do this. Otherwise, why did you reach out through Fox? Why did you reach out through Fox to let me know I need to pay homage to him by buying a box of flapjacks tomorrow to take with me on my trip to Scotland? How? You explain that to me. It is a wonder that none of us can get to. Oh, don't get me wrong, Fox, I'm a complete 40k geek. Have been for longer than you've been alive, my boy. Longer than you've been alive. In fact, I'm guaranteed that I've got models that are older than you. I don't mean that as an insult, I just mean that as a statement of fact. I have models that are older than my children as well. All of my children. I have t-shirts older than my children. And one of them ain't gonna be a child no more. Oh, my babies are getting old. Nah, well. At least they might take me for a drink or something. Who am I kidding? None are gonna take me for a drink. I'm gonna be lucky if they even say hello to me if they move out. We'll come and see the mum. Love the mum to bits, but don't like stepdad. Yeah. I love them and that's all that matters. I suppose. Hit us with it, Fox. It's quite an open community and chat that I have here. It's not so much you have to listen to me talk about the exact thing that I'm doing. It's more I'm painting, and if someone wants to come chat to me, that's awesome. And I will chat among most things. It's just that I am Laz, the lazy mini painter, and you will get opinions from that perspective. Twisty's just out aging me on 40k. And the Flapjack, thank you for finding me. H. Now, I live in the UK, Fox, and H is that name's already taken. And sadly for you, it is taken by a blonde knobhead from a stupid put together band called Steps. So I read that and I got his image in my head, which ruined that whole quote, because I know it probably actually came from the guy in the picture with Flapjack, with the scar on his face, and him, which probably would have made it a whole lot better. However, if you type in search for H from Steps, you'll get the image that I got in my head. And that makes that wholly weird, seeing as one's an actual real person and one's an animated character. Just changes the dynamic completely because they're not in the same universe. Right, see, this is me showing my ignorance again. So, why the fuck do I why do I care about the Third Amendment again? Why did that stop me getting into the country? And if it's an amendment, can't they just amend it so I can get in the country? Isn't that the whole point of having amendments? You can amend them. Not to take the piss out of your country, but yeah, logic just kind of takes me in that direction. H is an initial from Hunter. Oh, an initial for Hunter. Yeah, the character. I'm assuming that's the character with the scar on his face. When I searched it up, it had Flapjack on some character's shoulder. I'm assuming that was H or Hunter in this case. Yeah, amend the law, or amend whatever's stopping me apparently from getting into the country. And my finances will not allow me to do the tour of America that people would like me to do. So I would be completely reliant on every fucker else to do everything. Basically, I'll be going over there to go, yeah, I'm a pet for however long I'm over there because somebody's got to take care of me. Yeah, Hunter would be friends with Flapjack wouldn't just land on the shoulder if you weren't friends with him, would he? Even I've worked this logic out and I've never seen this. Flapjack's a pretty nice bird. Alright. Has friends. But he's not going to go sit on the shoulder of someone who's not his friend. So for someone who's not seen the program, it would be a healthy assumption to assume that if he sat on the shoulder of the person who you named somebody called Hunter, I should... 1 and 1 makes 2. In this case, 1 and 1 probably makes 17.43. But... yeah. I've never actually seen the show, so... it's like me asking you about the Centurions. And I don't mean the Devastator Squad, I mean the 1980s cartoon series. It's like, oh, do you remember the one who had the panther? And then the one who had the shark? And it was such a shame that happened to the one with the dolphin. You could go look it up, you could find out, but... the Third Amendment prohibits the government from forcing private citizens to house soldiers in their homes without their consent in peacetime, and in wartime only according to a legally defined manner. Huh. Oh, that is an interesting one. I've already covered this, Fox, potentially for a minute. However, if you wish to conduct that during the break, which I'm liable to go for in a moment, I will not put music on, so you can, and I will mute my mic so we can have more than 2 minutes. But in that case, you will have to keep the chat going, please, because that is silent. So I'm going to go for this break in memory of Flapjack. Yeah, I know. That's why I'm going to go for a break. While I go for this break, please enjoy and remember that it is also Rogue's Den Hobby's first birthday today. So as Flapjack goes, we enter and celebrate the birth of something new, creative and tangible. Don't forget the discount code LAST10 at checkout. Okay, let's have a little bit of a catch up and chat, shall we? Okay. Fox did exactly what? Why is there a green butty on your screen? I don't know why there's a green butty on your screen, mate. That is a strange question, that Leo. I don't know why there's a green butty there. Thumbs up to you also, Beaky. Thank you. I was outside during that bit, so when are these stricter online safety app rules coming on? Hopefully fucking never, otherwise I'm going to get banned. I hate that my freedom of speech on the internet is being taken away, but Flapjack is really vindicating it right now. You just got jealous because of Cartoon Bird. You're getting pissed off over pixels. It's just fucking pixels, dude. It's just pixels. Fuck it. Go find Pornhub. They're just pixels as well. I know. No arguments over pixels. Because it is pixels. If you don't believe me, look at the television. Pixels is pixels, peoples is peoples. There is a massive difference. There has been, if we're going to talk about deaths, there is considerably more important ones that we could bring up. Considerably more important ones that have far more devastating consequences entirely across the planet. And seeing as we do wish to bring up the RIP Charlie Kirk. Rest in peace. A true advocate for free speech. But that is enough of the death and other things for now. We are painting claws so we can kill things in an imaginary game with models. And I understand the irony of someone saying this broadcasting on YouTube live. But the good thing is I am live. I am a physical person. I live. I exist. I have a birth certificate. I have parents. I have family. I have loved ones. I can pass on my DNA. I can do the very basic things of a living, functioning creature. Which gives me and every one of the other billions and billions of human beings on this planet just a slight leg up over pixels. Don't get me wrong, pixels can cause extreme emotion. There are many people in this world, I will call them soft little wussies for now, that cried when Bambi's mum got shot. I thought that was just an excellent bargain on venison. There are some people who look at cows and think, oh, they're lovely. I just happen to look at cows and go, I want a burger. It is all about our outlooks in life. I had a particularly harsh growing up, so yeah. I'm also the type of person who'll see two people going far more than just a basic kiss. A little kiss. I do kiss my partner in public, but only it's never to the extent that I see some people. And even that I find a little bit too excessive. It's like, why? Why? You're practically ripping each other's clothes off at that point. And there is just no need. Call me prudish if you wish. But there are many things that I'm rather conservative about in this world. And again, I don't wish to bring politics into it, so we'll keep that away. Nah, nobody needs a PS5. If you need a PS5, then you really need to have a better look at your life. People need oxygen. People need food. People need water. A PS5 is a sheer luxury. Although granted, I've had most iterations of the PlayStation. Not all of them. They're fucking expensive nowadays. Jesus. I'm thinking I made a fucking money? Don't answer that. I collect 40k. Invalid. Anyway, who have I left in now that I've not pissed off pretty much most of the people on the planet? By basically going, I don't give a shit about your politics, go fuck yourselves. Who else is left? Oh, I still have apparently 6 viewers. That's strange. That's I am really out of the loop, aren't I? I am definitely not. What was the term? Down with the kids. I have no idea about a lot of things that. Yeah, it gets lost on me. Pretty much anything that doesn't have an 18 age rating, I usually bypass unless somebody whose opinion I respect, especially on certain things such as anime and films. Because I do watch anime. Don't get me wrong. Animation itself can be a fantastic form of storytelling, but it's how that storytelling is done. And I'm particularly fussy on, for instance, the last good animated thing that I will endorse to say that I really enjoyed and liked would be Gantz. And even that's getting on a bit now. And it's very grim. Okay. We have done quite a lot so far. We've got all the base colours down on both Dave and David. You know, just to try and bring it back in. Now we've got to go for washes. So we need Agrax Earthshade. Why do I find the big tub of Nuln Oil now when I'm looking for Agrax Earthshade, and when I wanted the Nuln Oil, I could only find Agrax Earthshade? The fucking texture paint, that will work. Ah, found it! And you don't have to be sorry, Fox, you don't have to be sorry. It's just... yeah, we like to keep varied conversation. We like these are on topic conversation. Is Mad God? Is that a series or a film? Gantz was a series, by the way. They did do Gantz Zero, which is a film, and just as good. But Gantz is a series. See, stop motion animation, you can't. Harryhausen, mate. Yeah, you can't go wrong with a bit of Harry. Those skeletons, even now, they're just fantastic. Cyclopses and stuff, not quite as much. That giant brass statue from like the Jason and the Argonauts and some really old films. Go back and watch some of this, Fox, if you've not seen it. Jason and the Argonauts. as Sinbad and Sinbad the Sailor, that series. The stop motion animation in that, is particularly for the time, it's just absolutely brilliant. Oh, it's a film by the same dude who did the robotics behind Jurassic. Oh, cool. So he's more robotic animation as opposed to stop. Is it more robotic as opposed to stop motion? Because stop motion is an entire different thing. Stop motion takes patience that would push even me, and that's when I'm dedicated to said thing. Twisted. I'm still hungry. I'm still hungry, by the way. You well and truly got me on that. I have no snacks. I bring no snacks to stream. That is no good. So it's stop motion. Okay, cool. I need to know where to put this. don't be sorry for it. It's more just, yeah. You got me on that one. I'm hungry now. I'll sort that out once I finish the stream. I'll just go grab a bowl of cereal or something. For obvious reasons, if I'm grabbing a bowl of cereal, I want quick food. And there's a box that the kids don't like, so I'll eat that. Now I need a green, and I don't want to go for a dark green wash. Oh, no, I don't want to go for two. I don't want to go for. Essentially, I don't want to use the camo shade. I don't want to use the camo shade. I'm going to have to, aren't I? Now, I've said it time and time again. I don't particularly wish to go back to Coelia green shade. But I've got to say, it isn't. Since I've found it, it has become my favourite wash. Because it is that perfect mixture between blue and green. And it's just nice crossover. So that you could use it over either colour. And especially if you want to keep the colours relatively in the cartoony style, brighter, then yeah, it definitely works for that. Just trying to control it into the recesses, which is the pain. Because you don't want too much going in, and yeah, washes can be difficult sometimes if you're not paying attention. The whole point of them is to blend in all the colours and then drop into the recesses. So you still want a thin layer over everything, but it to pool in certain places. And if you get it to pool there, try and leave it the fuck alone. So if you get to actually pool in the right place, try and leave it alone. And then hopefully we get a nice little shade contrast. Good evening, Francois. And everyone's now going to be wondering what? Yeah, I please don't ask about what the hell's gone on with the other stream, because there's one that's sat there waiting to go live, this one that's live, and the horizontal version of this one that's live as well, and I don't know what went on. I think the computer had a bit of a heart attack when I said I wanted to go live twice in one day. I think it needs at least 48 hours just to cool itself down from each one. Awesome. I'll talk to you, doggos. Go get the slippers. Go get the slippers. Go on. Probably won't understand a word I'm saying, but still. I hope everyone's had a good night tonight and having a good evening so far. Just waiting for things to dry now, and then we'll start building back up to the layers. And I'll make the decision on Dave's face once I've got David glued in place. Because I do have to glue David in place. He won't stay there on his fucking own. And I've still not found my Dremel, so I can't even pin him. Which is really annoying because I've cleared off most of there. I was underneath the desk on Monday getting models out. But I still can't find a fucking Dremel. Found my arc sprues though. And I found the leg for the missing arc. I just can't find the missing arc. So that's looking forward to, because we've got October coming up. October. Ha 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 ha. So just for the point, Fox, if you want to get the 40k streams there on Monday with the face for him until I've actually got this chap beaming over the top of him. So just to get an idea of what it might look like, what it should look like, is more like that. So it's quite distinct that they are two different creatures, but obviously with two faces both looking at you. Bring up to the camera even though it's not going to film and zoom or focus that well. It's almost like my eyes. I'm going to have to do something to the face of this guy, even if he's just lining it up a little bit across the top of his head, around the eyes and around the cheeks, and possibly soften the tops of the feathers. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to soften the tops of the feathers. Just a tiny bit of this. Mix into a tiny bit of this. Maybe go back for a bit more of that. Or get a bit more ivory actually. Just bring it over here. That should do it. Just a lightly. You sent me the wiki. How have you sent me the wiki of the film? Graham, you've got multiple ways to contact me. Please let me know which method it's come through. Well, I've not got a WhatsApp, so I'm assuming you've not done it that way. I'm gonna go guess that's the Discord symbol that I can see currently. Which, yes, I do have a Discord link, by the way. It should be in the description down below, and it should still be active. If anyone clicks it and it's not active, please let me know, because I will generate a new code and put it into the chat for you. It will only be active for this session while I am live, but it will work. That one will definitely work. I've not had any problems with the more recent one, but you never know. I shouldn't have had problems with the other one either, to be quite honest. So on my Discord, excellent, thank you. It just lets me know where to. I've got a lot of crap on my phone, dude. All right. I do have to sometimes go searching for things when someone says, "I've sent you something." It's like, oh, okay, I've got notifications on that, and that. And said person could have contacted me on any of them. Which one is it? And then I end up having to go around and find out. If I know exactly if I know at least the program that I need to look through, then excellent. Because obviously I'm available on Instagram as well. Although I'm not as active on Instagram as I should be. I really do need somebody to keep me in order on these things. Graham, why can't I have you? Why have I got to have my tism? Why can't I have your tism? Your tism's much more productive for getting shit done than mine. Especially in the right, correct order. I've got stuff in mitism, which basically just turns me to a gobshite. Hot-headed holes. I just realised I've got to do the quality green shade on the underside as well, haven't I? Because, of course I have. Not a good idea to open pots while you've got something in your hand. You're supposed to use 2 hands to do this, not 1. I don't suppose it still worked. And I would like a bit of a darker shade under here, so. And I'm not sure what wash to give the body of David. Keep forgetting this one's already been named, classed, and everything. This was actually needed painting last of all, compared to the others who still need naming and some still need classing and various other stages of character development. Yeah, but you're miserable with your autism. I might not be. Different circumstances, for instance. So I might be alright. However, my autism stops me from doing stuff that I should do. Because it just completely just doesn't enter my head. The only reason I actually remember to put things into Discord most of the time is because Ali reminds me. That is genuinely it. Ali reminds me to put stuff up. I think I've still got to put stuff up in the Sparkles and Oak discussion for people to talk about these and suggest names, and you know, the whole point is people can help me with this and have their input on their parts, and eventually I wish to run a D&D game with. Heck, if it's every character used, then it's every character used. Ah, right. So you're pretty sure you've got the ADHD as well? Alright, okay. Ah, then I'll be fucked. Yeah. I've not actually got a diagnosis of ADHD. It's just Sparkles says I've got it. And, well, Sparkle's generally right about this shit when it comes to me. She is. Not gonna lie about it. No point. I'm just gonna go bright yellow. No pupils for the eyes. So bright. I'm gonna go for Flash Gits yellow. I hope. That sounded a bit chunky. A bit chewy. Oh. Not that chewy. It's the pre-Disney Chewy as well, just in case anyone's wondering. Rey can go suck a dick. Or a lightsaber. Either one would be quite happy. She's not a Skywalker. She will never be a Skywalker. She's a Palpatine. She is a scourge on the galaxy. Infinite possibilities, my ass. Can't make a fucking mind up more like it. You're not missing much, Twisted, in fairness. The first one's a remake of A New Hope. Second one's fucking... somebody let the director have too much... well, somebody let the producers have too much control. And the third one is let's shit on the memory of Star Wars. I've got a new appreciation for episode 1, 2 and 3 now because of those films, so it is a 6 set for me now. The fact that it's slightly better graphics in the first three, in 1, 2, and 3 than 4, 5, and 6. It does not bother me at all because the story is told quite well in 4, 5, and 6. Not as well as in 1. That pod race was far too fucking long. But Duel of Fates makes up for it, so I ain't gonna argue with that one. It's that entire scene, the music. No, that the basic premise of it is it's a shit story. It is, but it's a good setup for what we end up with in A New Hope. And how those three are essentially a setup for the main Star Wars films. No, I can see past Anakin. He's bad acting, yes, I understand. But the extra work he went into to make those... both him, like McGregor, I don't like McGregor. I do not like McGregor. But the work him and Aiden Christen put into to make those lightsaber scenes what they were, and they were fantastic. Star Wars is supposed to be a spectacle, and those lightsaber fights were a spectacle. They did go on a bit long. They did try, and the third one particularly, because they were trying to recreate what they managed to get in the first one with the dual fight with Maul. So they made it run way too long, in my opinion. But if you were to take all the big lavery scenes out, except for the last one, and something to set a small one to set that up, and just kept it on the landing pad and the control room, perfect. They didn't have to have all the crap in the Clone Wars either. When Anakin and Padme are handcuffed up and it's, I love you. No, you fucking. But when Yoda came in with all the ships and the clone troopers, that kicked ass, man. Just came down and boom, 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 and all the Jedi's got out and started defending. Yeah. That was top. It's the spectacle that I want from Star Wars. I'd never expect any deep storytelling from it. I want to be able to turn my mind off and just be entertained for a bit. Which is difficult. My mind doesn't turn off. I still over fucking analyse Star Wars. Especially right in the moment. So why start doing that? Would that droid really be doing that? And I like the Darth Jar Jar theory. Especially when it's proven, or at least backed up with facts from the film. Or with scenes from the film. You see, that's much better now. See those very, very bright yellow eyes. That's much better. Okay, now let's lighten up his belly a little bit, shall we? And let's give him a nice little scratchable tum-tum. Oh, fuzzy in the tum-tum. Even though I've not got my new glasses on, which is supposed to make this a lot easier, especially for me to see. No, it looks okay as far as I can see right now. I may change my mind when I come back to look at them next week, and it is Wednesday as well. I will get them. So, Combat Patrol. Hopefully, I fucking hope so as well. Because if they're going to be that erratic now with issues, I will not be able to cover the remainder of them. So I was right to go with that light. Yeah, I thought I was. I thought it would be a better idea to go for a brighter yellow. Okay, now let's see if we can glue these things together. Now let's see if we can glue them together. If I can open the glue, that is. Now where do I put... This is the question now, isn't it? This is the question. Line them up, and who do I put the glue on, and where do I put it? because there's only going to be certain points of contact. So the main point of contact is actually down there at the bottom of the tail. See that? And then, so I'm probably going to be better off putting super glue here on the front two legs and here in the base of, kind of the base of his bum. But add homemade activator to the other side. So really super fine and careful with this. This will just run everywhere otherwise. And it will destroy the paint job on the model that I've just spent the last God knows how long trying to do. So yeah, definitely better right keeping the eyes duller on David than they are on Dave. And leave them to stand and dry, I hope. Please work. I don't. I'm a bit late into it for the subscription. I think I should have. If I was going to do that, I should have done it a long time ago. I mean, I could, but I wouldn't necessarily be able to run on the same timetable that I'm running now. It's a good idea though, Graham, to get the subscription like you. But the being able to pick it up and run it on the day of its release is kind of how I want to run it, and I don't think I'll be able to guarantee that by getting a subscription. Especially not off my past experience, because sometimes issues turn up late. So you end up covering you have to backtrack a couple of issues, and then you can run 2 issues on time. And then you wait in 2 weeks to backtrack 2 issues and then run 2 issues on time. It just doesn't seem to work on the subscription to be able to run it on release date. And I really don't want to be buying 2 copies of some particular, like today's issue, where it's 1 sprue in the bases and I don't have the other sprues. I don't want to be buying extras just because those ones haven't arrived and to cover it on the day. A lot of the models that are coming with this I don't particularly need. I'm actually just covering it for people who have the models, who have the interest, but were just wondering what you get in the magazine. That's why I'm covering it, so you can play through, take the quick guides, going where's it go through the missions. Alright, we set up like that, and we run. Right, that's from there. Right, we got it. And then they just run the missions themselves. Because obviously I've covered the missions in what to do in those missions in past issues. I might, if the driver ever hits me, and I'm being careful about this because I don't like editing, cut them down to possibly run the campaigns, go back through and find out which one was which, and then run the campaign myself if I can keep up with the issues. I mean, a lot of the guard stuff I can kind of field already. The Gene Stealer cult stuff I could proxy, and yeah, same again with the most of the World Eater stuff I could proxy also, because the stuff that I've bought outside of that is to actually build up on what I would get with the actual Combat Patrol. The only ones I would struggle with, I would say, is possibly the Chaos Force, but I do have models that could represent the Chaos, what's it called? Dark Disciple. Is it Dark Disciple? With these, no, he has 2 Dark Disciples, and he's called the, not Lord Executioner, because that's the World Eaters one. Oh, what's he called? Graham, you have this model. I've cut mine up. I've turned it into a Lord Executioner, which is why I've forgotten what he's called. What's he called? The guy with the book on the back, and he gets this little crony and the other little crony with the book on his back. He makes one into a book stand. What's he called? Oh, fuck no. I've forgotten. I've completely forgotten what it's called. But yeah, one of those. I could proxy that model by throwing in a librarian or a chaplain and just putting the two guys with him if I paint them up. And of course, the orcs I could do. I have enough orcs. And I have the Death Dread now, so yay. I'd just proxy a Death after my Stomper instead of the Death Dread if I had to. Although I have found a nice little 1,000 point army to go against a nice little 1,000 point army between me and Sparkles. So Sparkles will be taking one of each Nons, 2 Screamer Killer Carnifexes, and a Hive Tyrant with Heavy Venom Cannon. I will be taking a Warboss, 5 Knobs, and a Stomper. Right, so is David's staying on the back of Dave now. Okay, so the hat doesn't overlap the tail too much, so you can still see the tail there. There is some possibility of cleanup needed to just stop that being as shiny. But there we have Dave and David in their very basic forms. Where have I put this? So how will they look on the stand? I believe they will look quite nicely if they stand up. It does help if I had something to stand that against, because currently it's being used by my phone. Doesn't always work. So that is another one to go on to the wooded layer. I believe that's 4 now we have up there. So it's another 5 to go. Then we can base them all, stay in all the wood, and then work on the next floor up. Okay. I want to get all the characters done so I know whereabouts they're going to stand, so I can, like Shamash's base, his base actually lines up with the wooden planks that are underneath him where he stands. I want to try and recreate that with all 9 characters that are on that curve section. That is the second floor up rather than the ground floor and the water section, which obviously they do match as well being stone. But they drop into the floor, whereas these stand proud, which is why I need these extra, essentially these bits, so I can fill in the bases and get them to match what's underneath. I've not got many red and green left, which doesn't help. So next begs the question of which one do I pay next? Because if I've done, I think it's 4. Let me go check. Yeah, it's 4. One's been based, which is Shamash. We have Chester, who we still do not have a class for, but he's either going to be Wizard or Druid. And we have the Lucario looking one that I painted last week. The base, spelled Bayce, has been suggested for a name. Other suggestions are welcome. Just so there's a potential choice and see if any fit slightly better. Although I'm not adverse to the name of base. But I do need to know which one I'm painting next week. It would help, wouldn't it? So let's get the box. I could just go, I'm painting the one I really, really want to paint because it's a fun character. Or I could look at them and think which one might go slightly better. Ooh, no, that's it. Do otters have tails? Fuck off, no Flapjack. No. I am not naming that character Flapjack. I know what you're trying to do, Graham. And I'm shutting you the fuck down. Right, there are options. There are many options of which ones I want to paint. Now, the one that I want... Where's the one I want to paint? Where? There he is. Right, the one that I really want to paint, because it's fun, is the obvious frog bard. A female frog bard with the flower in her hair, playing a dual fretted lute with her tongue. Oh dear God, gentlemen, what does that put into your head? Or ladies, for that matter. I don't know. But yeah, she is playing a double fretted... I'm gonna say lute, because I don't think they necessarily play guitars. And it's only got... What the fuck was that? Anyone else hear that loud bang? Because that didn't sound good. Yeah, I really want to paint that one, but I'm going to put that one off until Sparkle says I can. I've just essentially painted two fucking familiars, so I don't want to paint a familiar. I have a crow, which has two pistols and also a guitar in the back. So a gunslinger bard. That's two bards that I've definitely got. Have we done a ranger yet? I don't think we've done a ranger. I don't think we've got any classed as a ranger, or any that would even come close to being classified as a ranger. We could finish off the police force with the sheep, with the shield and the staff with the little bell on it. Very cleric-esque. Or we have the pipe smoking, and this is the reason why I asked for do otters have tails? Because there is a pipe smoking, quite clearly some kind of martial type. I'm pushing towards monk, but which form of monk I'm not sure. And we also have the penguin assassin, dual wielding daggers, which I would also like to paint. There are lots. We have what is most clearly a lizard wizard. A lizard wizard. Right, no, I think I'm going to have a word with someone. I think I know what I want to do with that one. And we also have another male this time, turtle, which could be related to Sparkles and Oak. I don't know. He does have a big bunk staff of some kind, and quite a nice design on his hat. But the reason I mentioned rangers is I do have what looks to be a very... I think it's some kind of smaller panda. So again, kind of in the red panda-ish or raccoonish size, that type of animal, but with a bow and arrow, which quite clearly states it. This is the ranger, which means he will get a familiar. And his familiar will be the Ickle Tiny Spider. Which, although it has 8 eyes, they are not all facing forward. There is one there, and 6 around the back. So those two will go together. I think it'll be the ranger and the familiar next week, or at least one of them. Now, next week, the Magical World of Sparkles and Oak will be back to Thursday as normal. I don't have any trips after this weekend that I'm aware of. Well, that should be okay. And well, I remember. I believe Graham is still here. Yes. Recently, I made a purchase from Graham, and he was kind enough to send me a couple of the models that I hadn't printed out properly, so I could use them for bits or parts or whatever. I did spot one, and it was like, I'm going to paint this. Now, this is I've done off camera, but I decided that the little lady with the sword and the pistol, using the pistol's tip her cap, really needed painting. She really did. That is a really nice model. Just the way she's strutting, she's tipping her cap with the pistol. I still need to finish off the weaponry and touch up around the midsection here. But that is a really nice model. That is a really fun model to paint. Just thought I'd mention that as a side note because it's something I did offline and I enjoyed it. It was just complete freedom on it. I decided to do it almost in the style of like the British forces when they were fighting against America. The red coat style, but not completely that way. Just a touch of privateer in there as well. We are getting close to the ends of these. We do not have too many left. How many have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 with that familiar. 7, 8 with that familiar. 9 with that familiar. 10, 11, 12, 13, and that one, last familiar, makes 14. So we still only have 14 more models to go. These two will be going on the middle layer, and that will leave another 3. So that'll leave 11 to go on the next layer and across the other side of the mountain, which I think could only take another 4. So the third layer up is going to have to take the rest, or I'm going to have to fit more on the middle layer. We're going to have to find that out, I think. That's going to be fun. We might do that next week as well, actually pull the diorama out again and see where people are going to go and where would be more suitable to fit people. But next week, yes, we will be doing the Ranger and the Spider, seeing as we have completed D&D. Dave and David have been painted up tonight. They've been finished as well, which I'm quite happy about. So thank you very much for everybody who's been here. Thank you very much for coming to join me, and Graham and Twisted for sitting through my ramblings earlier. Yeah, this stream went a little bit different than usual. But it will do. As more and more people join, it may get derailed by all sorts of things. Who knows? Ali's just as likely to derail me on a song and get me singing, just as Fox may get me looking at random cartoon characters that I have never even heard of before. But I thank everyone. Fox, Beaky as well, especially because obviously there's various different things. Leo, thank you very much as well for joining as well. Graham, Twisted, Lee, Ali, of course, for all the extra help that she gives. And I hope to see you all on Monday next week at 9:30. And tell your friends, bring them along as well. Why not? Let's make it a whole party. It'll be fun. But I will see you on Models Musings. Please drive safe and enjoy the rest of your weekend.